Hi friends, I recently posted a video that was an income report and let you know exactly how much money I made from Teachers Pay Teachers from January until July of 2020. I have a few of these videos, but every time my income goes up a little bit, I get a little more hesitant to share them. Part of that reason is because the numbers are growing and getting really big and getting into 4 figures every single month, but I don't want you to think that I'm just like taking home 4 figures and spending it on whatever the heck I feel like it. So today we're gonna talk about budgeting your TPT money, and I'm gonna tell you the system that I use. Is it the greatest system in the world? That's up to you. You definitely don't have to do it this way, but this is how I have been doing it so far. I will probably adjust as I begin making more money, but for now, this is what we are up to. So we're gonna hop right on in. First off, I wanna give you just a couple tips. So number one is you need a separate account for your business. I will say that again. You need a separate account for a business. If you had a brick and mortar business, you would have a business account, and that is what you would use for your business. You are a business. If you have made any money, you're a business. So you need to have a business account, or at least a separate account, so that you have like, this is the money from the business. This is important for tax purposes and also just for running your business, because you don't want to accidentally use your business money to buy groceries, or use your grocery money to buy stuff for the business, or think that you have more business money than you do, or think that you have more money for fun than you do. So you need to have a separate account. The end. I would suggest having 2, like one account that is a checking account and one that is a savings account, because number 2, my suggestion, of course you don't have to follow it, but my suggestion is that you use all of the money that you make in one month the next month. So basically anything that goes into my account in like June is the money that I use in July. And because I have multiple streams of income, and you probably have at least 1 or 2, I need that money to kind of collect together, because I have some things that pay out weekly, some things that pay out monthly, some things at the beginning of the month, the end of the month, and it's just crazy. So what I do is that money, I either let it sit in my PayPal account, or I move it into my savings if it goes directly into my checking account. This way, on July 1st, I know, okay, this is how much money I have for the whole month, and it is everything that hit my account in June. I hope that makes sense. So you definitely don't have to do it that way. I know a lot of people don't, but I think it just makes life so much easier in your brain if you have that, especially if you want to have more streams of revenue. It gets really complicated when you have, things hitting your account at different times, and then how do you divvy it up, and it just gets really complicated really fast. For simplicity, help everything, separate account, and use all of your money from one month in the next month. Now, you don't have to use it all in the month, but that's what you're using in the next month. So those are my 2 quick tips. Now, with the money that you are going to spend, you need to divvy it up between a couple of different categories. And this, of course, is gonna be different for everybody, but at least a few. You need to have money for taxes, for your business, and for yourself. It's basically how you can break it down. So for taxes, you will have to pay income tax on everything. I have a video all about income tax. I can link down below. You will also need to pay sales tax. I have lots of people request videos about sales tax, and I tell them the same thing. As soon as I understand it, then I will do a video on it. I think I have a grasp on it, like at least for my business, but right now I just don't feel comfortable telling you tax things if I don't understand them fully, because it really confuses me, not gonna lie. You'll need to pay sales tax, but specifically I'm talking more about income tax. So for your business, you will have to pay business taxes, and you will also have to pay self-employment taxes. Depending on where you look, you might get different percentages. I suggest saving in between 25 and 30%. My mom is a tax preparer and she says that 25 is fine. I save 30 because I just like to be prepared. So 30% of everything I make goes into my savings account, and it gets saved for taxes specifically. So pay taxes, first of all, always, and then you need to split the rest of the money you have left, so that 75 or 70% between yourself and the business. Now this might be different depending on where you are in your TPT journey. The way that I personally do it, you don't have to do it this way, but what I personally do is I pay myself 40%, 20% goes into the business, and then 10% goes into the business for savings. I use the savings when things happen, like my computer breaks and I have to buy a new one, which is why my camera quality is bad, because I'm filming this on my phone because I have to upload it from my phone to YouTube because I'm still waiting for my computer. But I had money saved in my savings account, so I actually went into Best Buy, and after I transferred it into my checking, of course, and I just swiped my card, and it was the biggest purchase that I have ever made by myself, other than like my house. That doesn't really count because you only pay like a little bit at the beginning. So it was the biggest like actual purchase that I have ever made, and it was a little terrifying, but it was also really awesome because I was like, I just bought a really expensive computer and an iPad and everything I needed to go with it, and it's all good. It's all good. And I just used the money that I had in my savings from saving 10% every month, and then a little bit out of my business money. So I have 40% for me, 20% for the business, 10% for savings. We just talked about the savings. The 20% I use for anything else. So that could be clip art, that could be software that I'm using, that can be paying people to help me with things, anything that goes into the business that way, or even like office supplies if I had to buy paper, because I go through a lot of paper because I print everything out, then those things all go into that 20%. Now, full disclosure, when I first started, I didn't make enough money to only do 20%, and so I had the percentages a little bit different so that I could have more money for my business and a little bit less for me. And then I do pay myself 40% at the moment. I will probably change this eventually, but for now, this is how I'm doing it. And of that 40%, I don't just like stick it in my pocket and go to TJ Maxx and buy all the things. I have specific things that I use that for. So out of my 40%, I take out money that goes into our accounts, like our family account, which goes into things like paying for my house and paying for groceries and those kind of things that we just need. And then the rest of it, after like that sum that I move over there, stays in my little account, stays in my personal account, and I use that for other things. So I use that to pay tithe to my church. I use that for any giving that I'm gonna do. I use that for anything that I just want to buy. I use it to, this weekend we're going camping, and I was able to spend my own money to purchase the campsite and also purchase some presents for my husband because it's almost his birthday and things like that. So out of my 40%, some of it goes into like our family account for the family stuff. Some of it goes into giving away, and then some of it goes into whatever I need to spend it on. Right now I have some really, really big financial goals that include paying off some debt, and also something really awesome that I'm crossing my fingers I'm gonna be able to pull off, so I'm not gonna tell you because it's a secret. It's actually not a secret from you, it's a secret from my husband, and he doesn't watch these videos, but just in case. Not like a bad secret from my husband, it's a good secret from my husband. Anyway, so I have really big financial goals that I'm trying to hit at the moment. So really what I want you to get out of this video is the point of you need to divvy up your money and invest back into your business, and also save money for taxes. And also I don't just like go spend lots of money. So those are the two things. Now, this of course is just how I do it, and this has changed many, many, many times as things have changed in my business and as I've made more money. That being said, I will also change it later in the future. You do not have to do it this way. This is just how I do it. Another way that I will probably eventually do is, now another thing that I will probably eventually do is, instead of paying myself a percentage, I would like to eventually get to a point where I just pay myself like a salary, and then anything extra would just go into our, like, the business account. So I would just pay myself however much this month and keep that consistent each month, and then when I notice that I'm making enough money that I can bump it up, then bump it up a little bit. So that is my plan for the future, but right now I'm very happy with this percentage-based system. It's a little bit complicated, but it's really not that bad, and it wouldn't be that bad if I didn't have so many sources of income. So many. I've gotten like, they've like tripled over the summer. It's crazy. It's crazy at the moment. I hope this video was helpful. I just, first of all, I love talking money, clearly. And secondly, I just really wanted to make sure that you knew to do things like save for taxes and reinvest in your business and have separate accounts. So touched on a lot of really important things here today. I would love your take on it. If you have a different system that you would be willing to share, you don't have to give exact numbers or anything, of course, but you can if you feel like it. So leave those in the comments. I can't wait to see other ideas. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful week.